Hey, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are you guys doing today, man? How are you guys doing today? Hey, this is Gregory Wiles coming live to you from Houston, Texas, with this inspirational morning talk, man. For first-time listeners, I'm on Thursdays at 8:45 Central Time. It's 9:45 Eastern Time. You can calculate which time zone you're in. Yes, man, the goal is just to give you something a little inspirational to start off the day with. And today is a great day in Houston. Nice weather. We starting to cool down now. We start to get some lower 90s, upper 80s, lower 90s. So we're happy about that. Good morning, Big Sis. Good morning, Jillian. How are you doing today? How are you doing today, man? Hey, I entitled this one today. I can jump right into it quickly. I entitled this one today, Believe and You Will See. Believe and you will see. Because you know the world is seen as believing. Most people go by this theory of seen as believing. You know, I'm from the show me state. You got to show me and then I can believe. But if that's your mentality, you're going to have a problem with being a believer. You're going to have a serious problem with being a believer if your mentality is seeing is believing. If that's your motto, seeing is believing. Because the kingdom is backward. It's reverse. It's believe and then you will see. You got to believe first, then you will see. You don't have to see, then believe. So if your mentality and one of your mottos is seeing is believing, I'm here to tell you you're going to have some problems with your faith, right? So let's just get a few scriptures here and then we're going to get more into it, man. So if you're going through something right now, you're waiting, it's like you trying to, let's say you pay a check, right? You got to work first to get the check, right? The bosses, they don't pay you and say, okay, well, this is your pay for the next. No, you got to work first and then you get the check. So you got to believe and then you're going to get the results that you're seeking. Right? That's what faith is, right? Basically, it's faith. This is what faith operates off of. It says the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So that doesn't tell you if your motto is, I got to see before I believe. You're going to get the breakthroughs you're looking for spiritually, right? Because it don't work like that. So let's look at two scriptures here quick. Acts 14, 8 through 10. Acts 14, 8 through 10. Here we say here. In Lystra, there sat a man who was lame. He had been that way from birth. He had been that way from birth and had never walked. So this is a lame man who born lame, never walked. He listened to Paul as he was speaking. He listened to Paul sharing the news about the kingdom. He listened to Paul as he was speaking. Paul looked directly at him, saw that he had faith to be healed. So this is key, guys. You're going through your sickness right now. We're going through whatever situations we're going through. This is a key to our breakthroughs, our healings, our everything here. When Paul looked at him, he said he had faith to be healed and call out, stand up on your feet. At that, the man jumped up and began to walk. So guys, this is a little nugget here we got to take. You see, it didn't say Paul healed him, It didn't say Paul healed him. Paul didn't heal him. Paul had faith to be healed. So is your own faith, your own belief before it happened. Well, faith is a substance of thing hoped for, evidence of thing not seen. Is you believing it is what's going to heal you. Is will you believe in it is you going to get the breakthrough. Is you believing and holding on to God's word despite of what things are going, looking like it's going the opposite direction, look like those giants are bigger than you. It's your belief is what going to take care of it. Right? So this is a nugget here I want people to go and ponder on as you're going through life. Because, man, I got to hold on this, and I do hold on this. Don't let anything scare you. You got to believe it first. Then you're going to see. That's how the kingdom works, right? So when Paul, let me read this again, and you can take this as Acts 14, 8 through 10. I'm reading Acts 14, 8 through 10. It's saying, Lystra, there sat a man who was lame. He had been that way from birth and had never walked. He listened to Paul as he was speaking. Paul looked directly at him, saw that he had faith to be healed. He had enough faith to qualify him for his healing. He had enough belief that he can be healed. And called out, stand up on your feet. At that, the man jumped up and began to walk. Right? So let's look at the next story. John 20, 24 through 29. John 20, 24 through 29. This is a guy like all of us, like a lot of us, right? Mr. Thomas. This is when Jesus appeared to Thomas, right? John 20, 24 through 29. I'm reading from the NIV version. It said, now Thomas, also known as Didymus, one of the 12, was not with the disciples when Jesus came. This is after Jesus was resurrected. He wasn't there when Jesus first made the appearance to them, and they all tell him, man, we saw Jesus. And he was like, so now Thomas, also known as Didymus, one of the 12, who was not with the disciples when Jesus came. So the other disciples told him, we have seen the Lord. The disciples said, we see Jesus. But he said to them, unless I see the nail marks in his hands and put my fingers where the nails were and put my hands inside his side, I will not believe. Thomas said, I don't care. I got to see those nail marks in his hands. I got to see where the puncture in his side. I got to put my hand in there to feel that, make sure it's a hole. I says, I'm believing. I'm from the show me state. I got to see this before I believe it, right? So a week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. So Jesus waited till Thomas was there now. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, peace be with you. Then he said to Thomas, put your fingers here. See my hands. Reach out your hands and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe. That's Jesus' message to us this morning. Stop doubting and believe. It's our doubt is what's standing between our breakthroughs. That's the story like Mary and Martha when Jesus had come to raise Lazarus from the dead, and he told her, remove the stone from in front of the grave, and she went on to tell him how Jesus, he dead 4 days now, and she might be stinking and all of that. That stone, it was not only a physical stone, was her faith. He telling her, because he keep telling her, do you believe since before? And he tell her, what did I tell you? Do you believe this could happen? So he was trying to tell her, remove that doubt. Because that stone, let me get to the dead and raise the dead. If you got to remove the stone, that stone was not only a physical stone, that stone was her doubt. Because if she didn't have no doubt, she would have just moved the stone quickly, because he said, move it. I believe he can raise him even though his body's supposed to be stinking. I just want to move the stone. But see, she had the doubt and trying to tell Jesus, give him a education in mortuary science. Jesus, in case you didn't know, this body can be stinking by now. It's 4 days. And he's saying, remove the stone, Martha. Do you believe? Remove the stone. So that stone is a symbol of our doubt that's blocking Jesus from getting to our dead, getting to our situation so he can raise it and take care of it. Whether there's a healing, whether there's a breakthrough, whether there's the job, whether there's the husband, whether there's whatever it is that you're praying for, we got to remove the stone. That's what he's saying, that doubt. So Jesus telling Thomas, stop doubting and believe, right? Thomas said to him, my Lord, my Lord. Now he believed because he see it. He put his hand. Jesus tell him, put your hand and feel this. You said this will make you believe. Okay, I'm here. I give you the privilege, but a whole bunch of other people ain't got this privilege, right? Then Jesus told him, because you have seen me, you have believed. So that's not faith. That's not faith. That's not faith. You see, you believe. It's easy. I see the evidence. Okay, I believe it. But faith is having the evidence without seeing it, right? And so he went on to say, you have believed. He said, Jesus told him, because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe. Those are the people who are blessed. People who have not seen but yet still believe, right? And in 1 John 4:20, here what he's saying, 1 John 4:20. Well, people listen up carefully. This is what he's saying, 1 John 4:20. Whoever claims to love God, yet hates a brother or sister is a liar. So all them people who go in the church for years, I don't care what position you hold in the church, You got hatred for somebody, do you something for some years. That's why he's saying we need to forgive and don't hold this stuff in. He's saying if you hate someone, I don't care how big you be, you could be the Pope. If you hate someone, 1 John 4:20 is telling us, if you claim to love God, but yet hate a brother or a sister, he's saying you're a liar. This is the NIV. You go look it for yourself. He said, you are a liar. For whoever does not love their brother and sister, whom they have seen, cannot love God, whom they have not seen. He's saying you are a liar. Somebody right in front of you that you can see and you hate them. How you can claim to love God who you cannot see? So guys, that's serious, because I know a lot of people in church. They in church holding some serious positions, but they got some hate for some people and they refuse to give it up. Because those people wrong them in some way, shape, or form. They refuse to give it up. He's saying you can't claim to love God. They don't care how much you go serving on the altar and how much communion you take in and how much seminars you attend. He said you're a liar. You can't love God. It's a show you're doing. You're just going to a place to congregate with people, but you don't love God. You don't love him. Right? So guys, it's a serious. If you holding on your motto is seen as believing, I was trying to show you some scriptures here saying it's the reverse in the kingdom. For you to get your breakthrough, you got to believe. Then you're going to see the results, right? Hence the biblical definition of faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. So believe first. Let us remove the stone like Jesus told Martha so you could get to Lazarus, so you can raise the dead. And then we can get our results, guys. So I'm going to leave that there. But remember, in the kingdom, you got to believe first. Then you will see. It's not a reverse. It's not see, then believe. All right? I'm going to leave that there, guys. Have a great, great day. And just ponder on these scriptures. It's serious. All right. I'll talk to you guys again next week. Goodbye.